Thank you all so much for watching the last video where we discussed the importance of warming up on game day and how that's such a critical component to your performance and ultimately to your success on the platform. What I want to talk to you today in this short video is just revisiting, having a word about your goals and then of course making weight. First of all, your goals. If you remember, in the fourth installment of this series, we discussed your goals. And now that you should be moving into the peaking portion of your preparation for Euros, perhaps some numbers are actually beginning to crystallize and come into focus a little bit more, and your training should be ramping up, and you're getting a better idea of your capabilities and so forth. And so again, to kind of revisit and retouch upon the goals, it's really critical for you to set a variety of goals, and specifically a hierarchy, a ranking system of goals. It's nice to have, 2, 3, maybe even 4 goals for this championships, because in the event that you are unable to achieve the first one, you can move down to the second one, perhaps the third one, and really just set up multiple ways for you to have success on game day, so that all is not lost if you're unable to achieve the first goals. But again, as we said before, really what you want to aggressively chase is a successful outcome. And clearly that's going to look different for different lifters. For some of you, that might mean winning. For others, it might be setting some European records, perhaps even some world records. And so ultimately, just remain process-oriented rather than outcome-driven. When you focus on the process, when you focus on the things that are within your circle of control, oftentimes the outcomes take care of themselves. And then I want to just move on and have a word about making weight. For those of you who were able to attend our squad session last month, we had nutritionist Jane Jones come and present, and we're thrilled to have her on board. Some of you might be working with Jane. Some of you might have a nutritionist or someone who prescribes nutritional advice for you already, and some of you might just track your macros and do it all yourself. Suffice it to say, nutrition is a vital component as well to your success, specifically in just fueling your body the right way and providing yourself ample recovery through calories and through protein and through proper hydration and so forth. And so clearly, I am not a nutritionist. I am not a dietitian. And the last thing I'm going to do is sit here and pontificate about what you should and should be eating. That being said, I've been a competitive powerlifter now for 30 years, competing in 4 different weight classes, and not once have I ever missed the mark. So I do know a thing or two about how to make weight properly. And I would just encourage you, if you haven't been doing so already, to be tracking your body weight, ideally daily, but at the very least once per week. And that way you can track changes and fluctuations to your body weight overnight. It's nice to keep a journal or just type some notes into your phone about the amount of weight that you're able to lose overnight, and it might be as much as a half a kilo. For some of you, maybe even more. And when you track that number, it's just, it's data. And it's nice to have that understanding of what, how much weight you have to work with given a particular time frame, and so that when you get closer to the competition, you have a better understanding of what you can do in order to make weight. Also, just want to stress that at the European Championships and the IPF World Championships, you absolutely must make weight. If you do not make weight, you will not compete. I cannot stress that enough. I've been on some national teams before where lifters have flown all the way across the world to compete and have missed weight and have spent all that money and all that time in preparation and then gotten careless at the end and have been unable to compete. And so, as unfortunate as that is, it is a tremendous embarrassment, not only to the lifter, but to the federation and perhaps even their sponsors. And some of those lifters, sadly, were in the pole position to perhaps win or at least make the podium and pick up some medals. So I just want to encourage you to stay on top of your body weight, stay on top of your nutrition. Whatever you're doing with a nutritionist or someone that you work with, if that's been working, then obviously please continue to keep up that good work. If you need support, Jane Jones is just an email or a message away. As she said, she's willing to provide you with nutritional support, specifically to the tune of helping you make weight as you get closer to competition. But that is just a key component of competing. Making weight is part of competition. And those who do it well and those who don't stress leading into the competition often just have this seamless runway and this transition into the competition, and then of course into warming up, and then ultimately executing on game day with their attempts and so forth. So anyway, that's enough on that. And I just want to thank you for watching, and do encourage you to stay tuned for the next one, where we will talk about lifting well, and then of course I'll be sending out the game day strategy cards that we will all ultimately huddle up on and use to collaboratively install your game plan.